Greetings, Skyfarers, and welcome to another episode of Sunless Skies. I'm Cobalt Thorium, and we are exploring the Traitor's Wood. We are going into the wood right now. A sizable contingent of your crew of volunteers has decided to follow you into the wood. Packs are hoisted onto their shoulders, rations divided and sensibly stored in little tubs. We're with you, Captain, a stout signaler tells you. The crew embarked on an expedition. These crew are ready to explore. You've lost 10 crew, 2 fuel, 2 supplies. Somerset College has, until recently, funded expeditions into the forest. Those who return to speak of voices on the wind, of murmurs in uninhabited groves. You must decide on what your expedition's destination is. Expeditions for otherworldly artifacts are easier than for Bronzewood. Occasionally a quest will require you to choose a unique destination. If you leave while you have crew embarked on an expedition, they will not be available to you until you complete the expedition. So we can prepare an expedition for the Steward's Font. Somerset scholars believe that the font will provide clues to the identity of the king of the region's grave. This expedition is of moderate difficulty. We can embark on an expedition for otherworldly artifacts. Whomever kept the wood has left ruins scattered about the forest. You will need to reach Traitor's Progress 5 to successfully complete the expedition. This is an expedition of moderate difficulty. You could embark on an expedition for Bronzewood. There are rumored to be groves of ancient Bronzewood near the heart of the forest. You will need to reach Traitor's Progress 5 to successfully complete this expedition. It is a difficult. Why? This one's 5. This one's 5. Why is this one difficult and this one moderate? Or could return to the wood some other time. If you have begun preparations, you'll need to embark on an expedition to regain any crew who have been converted into crew of the wood. Alright, well I think we're going for this one. The Pale Wood. Scholars share, individually, what they know. Their transcriptions of the correspondence differ significantly, and they refuse to work together on a single translation. Still, it should be enough to get the general area of the font. You gather your crew and make for the edge of the Whispering Wood. The scholars emerge from their tents to wave you off. You are on an expedition to Steward's Font. Far and farther into the woods you must go. You emerge into a field of purple flowers, bright as new bruises. Captain! The stoker's voice is anxious. Can you hear them? Something whispers from beneath the petals. What do they know? Maybe you can learn. Or you could stop your ears. Plug your ears somehow. Shut out the sound. Rally your crew to stop them listening. Or we could leave. We've traveled far enough. We'll lose all progress, suffer no further consequences. Do we trust these things? We probably don't. I mean, it might not matter. Shit. So we lost a crew member. You lead your crew through the woods of whispering flowers. Undertows pull you this way and that as voices beg for attention. Demure floral voices and harsher clamor of weeds. They speak words of treachery and overreach, tragedy and vengeance. The flowers claim their tithe. More voices go join their chorus. Your numbers dwindle. And farther into the woods you must go, another crew member lost. It begins to pour. The gray sky is angry. Your crew look desperate to make camp, and progress will be slow over sodden ground. Perhaps this is an opportunity to recover some of your strength. So we can recover our strength, less risky option, or we can leave. You've traveled far enough, blah, blah, blah. Alright. We'll rest. Nice. A night to forget. A navigator discovers a hollow way through a vast copse of blackwood. You can set a watch at both ends and light a fire without being seen elsewhere in the wood. Your crew stay up late swapping stories of old rulers and their various ends. Your sleep is dreamless as death. Okay. Oh boy. The ground gives way to a bog, grey and fetid as a newly slain corpse. Well, a newly slain corpse wouldn't be very fetid, now would it? Jeez. Probably wouldn't even be that grey. Anyway, burps lazily. The marsh reads susurrate? Growing in volume as you approach. There's English amidst the polyphony. Names, yours and those of your crew. We could search for another route. There must be a better way. A less noisome way. Or you have strength on your side. Well, we don't have strength on our side because we definitely have a better chance with mirrors. And also, the last time that we sort of trusted the sounds, we kind of got burned. So let's do this. Oh, we got a Tale of Terror. The whispering trees. The woods extend for miles. But so too does the bog, as though it were once a river or moat. It is hours before you find a passable clearing, a glade of emerald hue, nestled between a copse of silver trees that shiver and sigh like consumptives. The trees whisper as you pass. They lie in a dozen languages, only half known to you and your crew. The discordant shivers beneath the boughs. Correspondence ignites wood that shrieks, as though not meant to speak it. The wood burns and breaks. The passing is treacherous and slow. Eventually, however, you emerge. I don't understand. The correspondence. What is the correspondence? This is not the first time this has come up. Where the correspondence is like a noun. Like it's a thing that I should know. Did I miss something? I must have. The tree line parts ahead. Oh, it's not the date that it was. Okay. So we lost some time. That's okay. Enter the steward's font. Below the thundering white water, a cave is visible, just under the lip of the rock. We are in progress 5. Nice. A scythe of starlight. You scale down the wet rock face and into the cave. It's several moments before your eyes adjust to the light. The cavern is not natural. The walls are covered with bronze wood and studded with Navarrete gemstones, driven too deep to remove. Distant starlight from the cave mouth reflects off the stones, filling the cave with radiance. Towards the back of the cave, you find a silver seal, the size of a crown, and a curved crescent blade. Correspondence is scored on the blade's battered metal. It's too large to move. You record the sigils. Perhaps one of the scholars will be able to translate. You take the seal. So that's probably one of the seals to the nearby horror that we have. Wait, we gained crew? How is that even possible? Oh, is it just because we finished? Maybe. Entering the regent's grave, you found a blade in the steward's font. Turn to the scholars. You're in the fridge of the wood. Well, that was a little bit anticlimactic. I would have thought that there was more to it. I mean, we're supposed to find 3 seals to do that horror place. I forget what those things are called. I should probably use the actual term for it. What is this called? It's called the horror. Wonderful. Okay, I got it right. We can speak to the feckless theologian. No, I'm going to return to the camp. I'm going to go to the vituperative classicist, because I think that she's right. That is the same. Alright, let's choose the classicist to help translate the sigils on the scythe from the steward's font. She looks at you impatiently. Well, what did you find? You will only be able to consult one scholar. They do not share their findings with rivals and guard their research jealously. The Giggling Place. She snatches the paper from your hands. A moment later, she laughs. It's a gift. An office of some kind. Ceremonial, no doubt. The kings of Sumeria gave out... Jeez. Okay. Gave out offices to their favorites, usually at religious observances, just as their office came from the Queen of Heaven and the rest. She pauses. She goes for pen and paper. By the time she is finished, she looks concerned. I've never heard of this particular office. Tamer of the King's Bower. There's also a reference to the Giggling Place and directions. I'll mark it on your map. Okay, so now we can take an expedition to the Giggling Place. Okay. Let's go in here and see if anything's added. Doesn't look like it. I don't know. We do still have the ability to do a large expedition. Let's do it. Into the wood. A sizable contingent. Yep, this is the same. Our fuel is gonna run out, though. Like, we can't do another expedition after this. We're gonna have to go back for fuel. We're going to the Giggling Place. The sigils on the side suggest it was connected in some way. You're sure the name, however, is an error in translation. It's an expedition of moderate difficulty. The more crew you take, the easier the expedition, though the more risk to your men. Back to the forest. Once again, the scholars wave cheerily as you prepare your crew for another venture under the whispering boughs of Traitor's Wood. You're on an expedition to the Giggling Place. Far and farther into the woods you must go. Does it actually say how far? It begins to pour. The sky is gray. This is the same message. We only really have one option. Yay, terror's fallen. Actually, it looks the same. As the same message. So these must be randomized. And you just kind of get random encounters as you go. Long shadows move through the silver trees ahead. There's a mournful howl. Someone sounds hungry. Stoker tries to joke. A low growling comes from behind you. The beasts have your scent. You won't run. Or hide from the beasts. Better safe than sorry. Well, it looks like our chances are better with iron, so let's do it. A rout. You exhort your crew to stand their ground. Grotesque beasts, mockeries of earthly animals emerge from the tree line. Their pelts are ragged and mangled, with exposed inner organs. Their tusks curve cruelly. It is impossible to avoid thoughts of disembowelment. Each stares as if famished. You do not give an inch. You sound the first barrage, then the second, then the third. The trees trap the smoke, and your crew coughs and chokes, but the beast's blood flows freely. The beast's howls are discordant. You stop your ears and bring them down, one by miserable one. You've gained an uncanny specimen, a new total of 9. And farther into the woods you must go. A tree line parts ahead. Enter the Giggling Place. A shaded dell below the steep and cruel hill. Bright laughter emanates from within the shaded dell before you go. The unquiet grave. Within the dell, the laughter becomes cacophonous. Your crew must cover their ears as you press forward through the dripping undergrowth. White ferns whisper as they brush against your hands. Ahead, you can hear the lowing of beasts. The air is cold as the grave. Entering the regent's grave, beware. You are in the Giggling Place. You are on the fringe of the wood. You inch forward as the laughter crescendos. Washing over you, a copse of trees, gray as a rainstorm, lies ahead. It blocks the rest of the dell from sight. But it is the only way forward. Go alone, spare your crew whatever laughs at you from behind shadowed trees, or send your crew ahead. You cannot afford to risk yourself. Mockery won't make you reckless. Well, I'm pretty sure it'll give us terror if I go alone. And we'll risk crew if I send people ahead. I'm gonna risk crew. Stolen speech. Their faces are gray, but their jaws are set. They stride forward, branches pushed back. They allow passing shield. Their face is gray, but their jaws are set. They stride forward, branches pushed back to allow passing shield your crew from view. This is very awkwardly worded. The laughter increases in pitch and intensity. The woods rustle, shaken by a wind that doesn't reach you. And of course, joins the laughter. That grunting snort, the distinctive laugh of your stoker, that choked chuckle, one of your engineers, your crew. You have no choice but to follow the sounds. The dell descends steeply into a cleft in the earth. Exploring the regent's grave, enter the cleft. I get the feeling that was the wrong decision at this point. The canopy, dripping leaves, conceals what lies ahead. Laughter, high and mirthless, can be heard very close by. You must go forward. Enter the hollow. Voices echo from within the cleft in the earth. Okay, so we did lose a crew member. A prize claimed. At the very bottom of the dell is a brook. The water babbles and chuckles, murmurs and giggles. A bronze seal gleams just under the surface. As you reach to take it, 3 of vulpine faces are reflected in the water next to yours. You're being watched by a 3-headed fox, the size and color of a polar bear. It speaks, but with the voices of your crew. Mourn not the wild trees, nor the slain servant. Open the silent barrows. The fox flees into the wood. There's no sign of your crew. Any of them? Entering the regent's grave, return to the scholars. crew embarked on an expedition. You've got your crew back. Okay. You've gained 1 X-Vision of Heaven. Total of 15. Another crew member lost. We really lost all the crew? Oh my god, that's bad. Okay, I don't want to go back to the vituperative class assist. I do have a feeling that no matter what, all of them are going to take whatever I find as a indication that their thing is correct. But I kind of want to get everybody's opinion. So let's go to the Theologian. Ask the Theologian about the Barrows of Silence. The wood whispered in stolen voice about the barrows. Is it called the Barrows of Silence? Open the silent barrows. More not the wild trees nor the slain servant. Who would be best for silence? Probably the Charlemagne guy, actually. Let's do that. Evidence shifts. The paleographer paces his tent. Animals that speak? That doesn't fit. What will I say to the Senate? His voice catches. I will not just give up on Charlemagne. He rifles through his papers. Perhaps we will find more useful evidence in these barrows. We will find a reference to quiet graves on an old tablet written in the correspondence. It must be the same place. It was described as the place deeds were made. Aha! He finds his notes and marks on the map. Entering the Regent's grave. Embark on an expedition to the Barrows of Silence to continue investigating. Fortunately, we don't have a crew anymore. So we kind of have to probably head all the way back. Probably have to head all the way back to Winchester. So this was clearly a mistake. I should not have sent the crew ad. Okay. We're gonna buy some supplies. We're gonna suppose we can buy these. And then I think we're gonna have to head back to Winchester. We're probably gonna have to stop off at Port Avon to pick up fuel. But we can make a more direct route this time. Crap. You know, I'm just gonna pick up a ton of fuel. Like, £1 billion. Can't believe we lost our entire crew. That sucks. Oh. Because this is likely to cost us some stuff. Like, we'll get a random event that's like, oh, you have to give up fuel to do something, you know? Like, there's not enough people to clean up. You must waste fuel to do something. Or the ship will take damage or something like that, you know? But if we can get to Port Avon, we'll have fuel to spare. Pick up like 7. Just like fill the hold. The fortunes of war. something happen? I hear thunder, or maybe that's gunfire? We just did see something called the Fortunes of War. Oh boy. This is the worst docking ever. Ew. I think it's probably still not time to do this. Despite the 58% chance. Because it's enjoying picturesque, which means that it'll probably knock down our terror if we succeed. But we don't have a lot of terror, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, yeah, we're pretty much just here for supplies, I think. We could always pick these up and sell them at Winchester. A crow-like captain sells used but functional armament scavenge. Oh, we've read this before. Let's go. Let's get out of here. We gotta get that crew. Get another crew and then we'll head back. Actually, what was that Fortunes of War thing? Could that maybe have been that they finished their research in, down at the, nature reserve? Here we go. A rumble in the cylinder. What began as a rattle began to rumble, and now roars and shakes your locomotive cylinder like a caged thunder. The steel radiates searing heat. A pressurized whistle climbs in the shrillness. Steam jets from seams in the metal. The engineering crew backs away nervously. We can clear the engine room and get to safety before the cylinder splits, or can open or order your engineers forward. No matter the danger, they must contain the explosion and protect the locomotive. We can deal with some damage. More than losing crew. A narrow escape. No sooner are you all out of the engine room than a deafening blast rips through it. Scouring steam fogs its glass hatch, preventing you from seeing the extent of the damage. See, that's the kind of random event that I think you get when you have too few crew. Too few crew. That is quite a rhyme, actually. Oh, did we forget to get a port report from Avon? I think we did. Crap. Poop. Yeah, let's get out of here. Oh, what is this? The Tackities retreat. New Winchester reels from recent events. The more free-spirited citizens are keeping a low profile, while Company House, the head office of the Windward Company, bristles with London flags. The Colonial Assembly, the closest thing to that the Tackities have to leadership, has fled the port. Yes! Learn more. You piece together gossip from tea rooms and pubs. Ousted. The Tackities are struggling. The Windward Company, those dreadnoughts on loan from London, prowl the Reach. Have them outgunned. At Victory Hall, the indurate veteran regretfully argued that New Winchester is no longer a safe location for the Independent's nascent government. The Assembly voted in her favor, and its members evacuated the port in chaotic exodus. If you have business with them, you'll need to travel to their new headquarters at Lustrum. Well, we're going to kick you out of there, too. So, this change in the balance of power will infect encounters, discoveries, bargains, and prospects in the Reach. For example, Tackity's retreat means fewer independent miners to compete with, and more hour-laden skyrocks for you to claim. I think it also tends to mean that there's more, that there are fewer opportunities at the bazaar, which is a little bit unfortunate. Oh man, we're gonna have a tough time hiring crew. Have to wait 15 days? Oh, that's bad. Oof. That's bad, and we'd only get 6. We are screwed. Actually, it might be a good opportunity to go back to actually go to London. We'd have to get all the way up to Port Prosper, though. Oh, this is so bad. We really screwed ourselves by sending all those guys forward on that mission. Shit. Oh boy. Okay. If we go to London, we'll have 2 reliable sources of crew. Will this tell me when these 15 days are up? It would be the best thing if I were programming this, I would actually have this tied to the amount of time. I mean, because how can I tell? There's no date on this. I can see the date down here. It's today's date. But, like, shouldn't the journal have, like, a date? Like, you know, return on the, 12th of January to see the results or something like that, Alright, so we don't really have any other choice, I don't think. We could try to go up to Port Avon, pick up some crew, shoot over to Magdalene's, pick up some crew, shoot up to Port Prosper, see if we can pick up some crew. But even then, if we're trying to get 14, like, how much crew are we actually picking up at every stop? It's not much. The only place where we can reliably get a decent amount of crew is here at Winchester, and we're only getting 4 to 6 per 15 days, which means that at the very least it's going to take, a month, 30 days, and that's provided that we didn't just stop in and get crew. So I think that's what we have to do. This is so bad. Alright, well, whatever. We do what we must. So, I think that the first thing we want to do, 52% chance of that. The risk of this is a lot less now, in my opinion. We could just go ahead and do it. Let's do it. It'll probably fail. Oh my god. Let's do it. Shit. The proprietress shakes her head. She's a paying customer. I think she spouts rot, but if his nibs isn't coming in person, he can't be that serious. She's no threat. The proprietress ushers you out just as the rally gets started. The ironical reformist is haranguing the crowd on their tacit conclusion with the Windward Company, or tacit collusion. Do they not represent London? What goes on at the factories begins in Lustrum. There are cheers and shouts, glasses broken, beards are pulled. It seems prudent to leave before things deteriorate further. Alright, well, let's put up the flyer for the Strong Woman. The entertainment district is already covered in advertisements. You put up flyers at the on top of posters for productions of Odin's Horse and the revival of The Painted Youths of Somerset. A merry farce. Whether the public will take notice is anybody's guess, but you've done your job. An occurrence. Your poster posted, in New Winchester quality is now 1. You've advertised the Strong Woman's performance in New Winchester. Let's repair. $39, that was expensive. How's my money holding out? It's getting low, actually. We were up over the 4,000 range fairly comfortably for quite a while. We do have some stuff in our hold, so we can sell it and see if that helps us at all. Hours for the circus ringmaster. We'll totally take that. Alright. Victoria's Market. Actually, let's, what do we have here? So, we need souls for Port Prosper, which we'll be heading to anyway. So we should probably just stick them in our stash. Oh yeah, we can sell these. We can sell the tea. How much tea do we have in the bank? Do we need all these carefully packed munitions either? I don't think we do. So we need hours. We need 5 of them. Okay, well this will definitely take us up over our threshold. So we need 5 unseasoned hours. Well, we're not going to be going straight there anyway, right? Or not? Put the tea back. We do need these 3. Nope, we don't need that. That's for Titania, Prosper, and the circus. I think we're good. I think the only thing we have to do now is probably buy some supplies. Probably only need 1. And then I think we're going to head back to Port Avon and see if we can tempt some people to join our crew. Oh, this is so dangerous. Like, we're so far below skeleton crew, it's not even funny. Alright, when we make our way to Avon, it's probably going to be about time to wrap up the episode. So, we will do that. And then in the next episode, we'll head on over to Magdalene's. Try to pick up some more crew. Maybe try to deal with a little bit of our terror. Not that it's very high at all, but... you know, while we're there, we might as well zero it out. Alright. I need to write a stupid report. I keep forgetting to do this. Alright, we head to the Nowhere Inn. Recruit a likely lass or lad. They're young, inquisitive, and sick to the back teeth of Port Avon. Perhaps they can be encouraged to sign on. A new recruit. Great, we're up to 3. They don't even ask for an advance. They sneak from their home that night with a bag of personal effects and meet you on board your engine. You put them to work. I wonder if we can do this more than once. Nope. Alright, plenty of space in our hold, we might as well buy it. Let's take our fuel up to 7. And I think that'll wrap up this episode. So in the next episode, we're going to head over to, we'll go by Cuttlescombe to Magdalene's. Try to pick up... actually... we can go straight to Port Prosper. We will go by Cuttlescombe, though, and see what we can pick up in terms of, like, stories from the logbook. Try to reduce our terror at the Memorial to the Unknown Rat. Go up to Port Prosper. Deliver our supplies, do whatever missions we have up there. And then I think we're going to take the transit relay to Albion and see if we can recruit some people at London. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope you'll join me for the next one. If you did enjoy this, please like, maybe comment, maybe subscribe. I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye-bye.